The turtles are here. Today, let's talk about this fusion. Hello everybody, I'm Roadblock, and this is a Raid Shadow Legends video. I'm sure by now you've probably seen my video. That was the first time I ever got to do like that type of video, like an embargoed video, which I thought was really cool. Shout out to Plarium for letting me do that, and also shout out to GameLeap for making that happen. You know, I don't talk that much about the partnership that I have with GameLeap, but it has been awesome from my standpoint. I'm very happy to be a part of that community, and yeah, I just want to say thank you to everybody involved in this awesome operation that they spoiled themselves, which is very, very funny. By they, I'm referring to Plarium. So there's a really funny thing. If you go into the official announcement channel over on Discord, so they had this image. If you go to save image, would come up as TMNT infographic, which I thought was really funny. I saw that originally on Nub's YouTube channel. He pointed that out, which I thought was hilarious. But then if you go to this one and you go to save image, it says, wow, you're really into reading file names. Which I died laughing at that last night. I realize it's not that funny, but I just kept thinking about it and kept laughing about it over and over and over again. I loved it. I thought it was hilarious. The fact, like, it's just a tongue-in-cheek reference to the fact that they spoiled their own thing was really cool. So I thought that was really funny. But listen up, I just got a new promo link that you can use to follow along with me on my latest free-to-play adventure and get a free Elenaril as well as 3 more powerful epics as you level up. Here's how to do it. Log out of Plarium Play and uninstall. Click the link in the description and register with a brand new email. Launch Raid and complete the tutorial. Go to your inbox and claim your first champ. Don't miss out on your chance to get Elenaril right after signing up, as well as Fayne, Uugo, and Tagoar as you progress through Raid. Click on my link right now and let's crush this together. We are here today to talk about the fusion. There's so much to talk about with this event. I kind of want to do a breakdown of individual kits in a later video. I don't want to cram it all into one video, and it gives me content to make a bunch of different videos. So we're going to take a look at the kits of the turtles and April and Shredder, probably in a separate video. But I wanted to talk about the fusion because for me, I don't know about you guys, this fusion is going to be difficult. And the reason is, you can see right there, I have 1 sacred shard and I have 3 ancient shards, right? Because I chased after a 1+1, you know, extra legendary event, and I used all my sacreds right there for other events and stuff recently. So I'm definitely going to have to spend some money to make this stuff happen. Thankfully, the summon rush is at the end of the fusion, which means getting sacreds back will be easier, but the champion chase might be a little challenging for me. I'm going to have to pull some strings and probably use some of the old school tactics, maybe fuse a couple Broadmaws, might summon Crocod earlier than Clan v Clan, that sort of thing. Will I have new remnant summons? How long do we have on Cursed City? 1 week, 4 days? So no, I won't be able to get any additional remnant stuff. Any of the other things that on hard remnant wise I can't do. I don't really have any champions for. You can't see because they're behind my head, but let's talk more details about the fusion here. I do have the image brought up. Let me squeak myself. We'll move me over here just for a quick second. So if we look at the totals, it says 130 total, but 20 of those comes from winning tournaments, which you can't guarantee. So essentially there are 110 guaranteeable fragments, if that's even a word. So you can afford to skip 10 fragments somewhere in this event. I haven't given too much thought about where we're going to do that, so let's break this down. This is actually my first time really detailed looking at this. I looked at it a little bit when I opened it up, but I haven't really like analyzed it too well. Now, one thing I love that they do now, or at least for this fusion, I feel like they did it in another one too, is that they immediately did the tournament and Dungeon Divers at the same time. So I'm very, very happy about that. So, because you can see that today, right here, we have Dungeon Divers and Ice Golem going at the same time. So you can start on the fusion right now if you want and start running Ice Golem and getting those Dungeon Diver points too. The Champion Chase tournament, I just mentioned, this is something that's going to be very intimidating for me because I don't think I'm going to have very deep shard resources. So I might have to spend some gems. I might have to spend dollar bills to be able to complete this. But I'm going to try and do everything I can to complete the champion chase out without digging too deep into my own pockets. So hopefully I can come up with enough points from whatever I have. I don't remember what 2x rotation it's going to be. I think it's going to be Ancients, which makes sense why they did the 1+1 on Ancients, right? It was definitely bait. We all knew that when we did it, but they're still fun to do. I ended up spending all my Ancients on, not that, I spent all my Ancients on the soul for the dog, which I don't regret doing. So I'll probably be able to pull it off. You usually don't need like crazy number of Ancients. I won't be able to go for any of the big rewards, but I'm pretty sure I can get the fragments. Now it is 15 fragments, so it is possible that they do 5 and then maybe 10, right? So they do 5 at one level, 10 at another level. The green 10 here, those 10 will be from winning the tournament, which again, you cannot guarantee. People are going to wail, especially during this particular event. So, you know, it is what it is, but maybe this could be the 10 that you might choose to skip if they do a 5 and a 10, which they usually do. So keep that in mind. If you're as starved for shards as I am, there's a potential option there to skip. Classic Arena, always do those. There's no reason to skip those. Easy points. Now this dragon tournament, this is where it gets tricky. It looks kind of like it overlaps with this Dungeon Divers, but I don't think that it will. I actually have a feeling that these will be separate times. The way that they design these calendars, I can never tell for sure. So just be careful. Make sure that, you know, you're paying attention to the timers that are in game that tell you how much longer you have. So you may have to do the Dungeon Divers with extra champion training or extra ice golem, but you want to make sure that you're paying attention to that. But Dungeon Divers 1 looks pretty easy. You have a champion training and an ice golem. You should be able to knock it out with that. Maybe you have a dragon tournament involved there as well. But, you know, again, this is very difficult to tell with the way that they make those calendars. So it looks like this ends on Sunday and this starts on Sunday, but they could end hours apart from me. One could end an hour before the dragon tournament starts, for example. So make sure we're paying close attention to that so that we don't fail. Because if there's ever a fusion, look, I don't even care if Donatello is good or not. You will never be able to get this champion again because of the way that they are going to do this. All of them will no longer be available after, I want to say it was like November or something. It said it in the information today. Yeah, November 13th, I think, is the last time that you'll be able to add any of the Ninja Turtle champions. But yes, they will be cut off. This has happened before when they did collabs with other IPs. I assume it's probably more affordable for them to only do it for a limited time. So this is a fusion that I think is, I won't say a must do, but if you care about collecting champions, it's certainly one that I think you should. I'm very excited to do it. This is such, I mentioned it in the video where I talked about them coming out. This is just such a special place in my heart for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So I'm definitely going to try and get as many of these champions as I can, which stinks because I just spent pretty penny to get Teox. So we'll see what I'll be able to do, but hopefully I can make this happen. So, all right, as far as Donatello and the fusion goes, we've gotten about halfway through. So Dungeon Divers 2 here. Honestly, I was talking about maybe doing Dragon as part of Dungeon Divers 1. I would save Dragon for Dungeon Divers 2 because this Dungeon Divers is going to be very hard. It doesn't necessarily overlap with Fire Knight, right? Again, we can't guarantee that. There's no other champion training interacting, or at least we can't guarantee that this champion training interacts. So that could be very difficult. Maybe it's the Dungeon Divers that you choose to skip. For me, I'm not going to skip anything because I want this fusion so badly. I am not going to put myself in a position where I could fail. I don't want that. I want this champion very badly. It's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It's special to me. I don't even care about the kit. So I'm going to do everything until I have all of the fragments, and then I'll stop. And maybe I'll even keep going because the fragments could be used for mod. But if you were looking to skip 2 things, if you're confident in your ability not to mess up the fusion, I would probably skip this Dungeon Divers if possible, and then maybe like the 3rd gear enhancement or something like that, because again, we can skip 10 points. This Dungeon Divers will be a bit challenging, and by the time you get to that 3rd gear enhancement, you might be a little bit low on silver, so it might be a good one to skip. Or I think you can skip points in Champion Chase or the Summon Rush, right? If they do a 5 and a 10 tier, you can skip 10 in the Summon Rush or skip 10 in the Champion Chase. Again, I'm not going to skip anything. I will do what I have to do to get all of the fragments because I want to make sure that I get this champion. It's more important to me that I get the champion than it is to be hyper efficient right now. So, but I wanted to make sure I gave you guys that advice as far as the breakdown goes. So for Dungeon Divers 3, that's going to interact with, again, that Fire Knight tournament and the Spider tournament. Usually 2 dungeon tournaments is enough to complete a Dungeon Divers. You might have to do a little bit of extra. That's where the Summon Rush is. It will be that weekend. I am going to assume there will also probably be additional events tied to this Summon Rush. Boosts, if you will, for getting some of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So also, let's talk about this Champion Chase. So Champion Chase starts on Friday. So Mikey's stuff started today. So Thursday. Oh, did they time this out just right? So there's 2 I can do Thursday, right? Because reset happens in a couple hours. I'll be able to get this. So Thursday, this one's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Oh, man. They really stuck it to us, huh? When it comes to Michelangelo, I think the soonest we can get Michelangelo, Sunday, and then reset Sunday. Don't think we'll be able to get him for the Champion Chase. Technically, again, see, this is what I mean. Like, it looks like it ends Monday, but we all know that that's going to end on Sunday. So, yeah, I don't think we'll be able to collect Mikey as part of the Champion Chase, which kind of sucks. He won't be worth any points for the Summon Rush, so it's totally okay to pull him. If you care about Clan v Clan, you might want to save and maybe wait to pull him on Tuesday for the free Clan v Clan points. I think it'll be personal rewards, so there's that. I do think that's very worthwhile. That's about 30, that will be 30,000 points. So keep that in mind. And I know there's ways that you can avoid grabbing him too. And when those come out, I'll make a video on it because I forget what those ways are, but there are definitely ways to avoid collecting him if you want to be active in playing the game. So, but yeah, man, I wish we could have collected Michelangelo as part of the Champion Chase. That would have been really cool, but they timed it just right. So the soonest that we can get him will be on Monday, and the Champion Chase will likely be over by then, unfortunately. So, dang. Okay, I think that's everything I wanted to talk about with the Fusion. Again, you can skip 10 points to kind of map it out, see how it works best for you. A great way to see this breakdown, if you go in here to the news and you go to Donatello's Fragment event and click on details, that will take you to a page that gives you the image that I just brought up here. And you can kind of make your own plan and figure out how you want to do the Fusion. But like I said, today's video was going to be all about the Fusion. I will do a breakdown of their kits in another video sometime soon. But either way, guys, I just want to say thank you for watching. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. It is the best way to support my channel, and I look forward to seeing you all in the next video. Take care.